What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to day number 2, 4, 5. Day number 5, third time's the charm, of the 5-day book selling workshop. It feels like it's only been 2 days, man, but we're flying. We're actually on day 5 right now. Day number 1, we built our foundation. We got everything all set up. Day 2, we walked around this beautiful garage. We went through all the tools, supplies, software. We gave you guys, a lot of information about what you can expect to be using. Day 3, we were hanging out inside the house. We were scanning, we were analyzing. We were talking about Scout IQ. We were talking about the buy box and sales rank and eScore. And I know you guys are just having so much fun talking about all these various terminologies. Yep. But, it's part of the process. Day number 4, we went into thrifting and eBay to Amazon. We went into library sales, going around your house, right? You're getting pumped up, man.
I'm ready. It's kind of cold here too.
Yeah, it is cold. We got the air conditioner on 60. It's keeping us going alongside with the 10 cups of coffee.
Yeah. This is actually like my 7th cup, seriously.
Well, hey man, you got the Rake and Profit mug going on. And then today, day 5, this is where it all comes together, okay? We're literally gonna go through the entire process of, well, essentially we're gonna list all these books. So we're
okay, you got the books now. Now it's important to make them available for sale for the customer. If you just a lot of people, what they do is that they get hundreds and thousands. Some people get thousands of books and they don't even make them active.
Money.
Let's get money in your bank account. Let's get these active. Let's make sure customers can actually purchase these, get these delivered. Hopefully no refunds occur, and then money lands in your bank. That's our goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, and to be perfectly transparent, these books came from thrift stores, garage sale. One was from a pallet that I purchased, and I think there might be a few OA, eBay to Amazon flips in here. So most of these are all profitable. I believe all of them are profitable. A couple of them might just be a few bucks because there is a few actually that were kind of lying around my house from back in the day. My wife loves rent houses. This is back when I was learning my real estate journey. But we're going to get all these listed up. Anything else we should say to kind of preface this video, Avery?
I think you should tell them about your wife.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have a wife soon.
Oh, really?
Well, so, she might be watching the video.
Dude, you should propose right now. Tell her to watch. Hey babe, watch day 5 of my course and let me know what you think.
Exactly. You guys, we're giving you a lot of free information. Keep things quiet, all right? Keep it on the DL. So, yeah, let's, I think what we should do probably is go into the computer.
Yep.
Is there anything we need to, because we've already, here's the thing, we've already kind of inspected them and we've looked for if there's any issues or, we didn't really talk too much about that, but obviously you don't want to sell books that have water damage or the spine's freaking destroyed.
Counterfeits,
issues like that, right?
Yeah.
So we're already, I guess, supposing that you've inspected and you're ready.
We'll go over a little bit of inspection too, just to let them know, and just little things to look out for when listing books. But really the biggest threat you have listing books are counterfeit books, books that are damaged. And most of you watching this probably won't have this issue, but I had this issue starting out where I would be so excited about a profitable book, it'd be missing the cover and I would send it in. And you probably shouldn't do that because if you send in a book without a cover, you're gonna get negative feedback. So
how about, I wanna play kind of like the student. I wanna pretend like I've never done this, although, I've got a bunch of boxes behind me getting ready to go up, but I'm gonna play the student and I wanna play almost teach me how to do this. We've got all these books, I've scanned them, I know they're profitable, right? I've gone through the 4 days of the 5-day workshop, right? I want to call it a boot camp because that's what it feels like. What do I do now? We've got all these books. How do I list these things? How do I get them for sale? Are we selling FBA? What the heck are we doing here?
Yep. So what I like to do is head on over to the computer and, get your books ready. If you want to be a pro, I like to stack them barcode up because we're going to be scanning all these barcodes. Make it easy on yourself. We're going to give you some pro tips to really optimize your workflow. So do you want me to walk through this or do you want to show them how to set up a batch real quick?
All right, so I'm on my computer right now, Avery. Should I just go right into GoToLister or do I have to go to Amazon Seller Central? What do I do?
Yeah, so everyone watching the workshop, obviously, if you haven't set up a GoToLister account, go ahead now. You need to enter your credit card information, but it is a 14-day free trial, so you won't get charged if you decide to cancel before then. But go ahead and go over to Create Batch. And right now you can see all Steve's stats right now, his cost of goods, what his projected net profit is, and he started using this when? In
3-4 months ago?
Yeah.
At the time of this recording.
Yeah. So
you guys might be watching this in a year from now.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, good cost of goods, man. You have $140,000 worth of inventory listed. That's an estimated $250,000 payout to leave you with a net profit of $110,000.
So if I go to total sales right here, would this show me?
Yeah, so it's going to show you exactly, and click on total profit. I mean, total sales is showing you what the Amazon seller app shows you, which is very cool. It tells you average sales price, stuff like that. But click on total profit. This is what Amazon seller
right here.
Yeah, click on that. He's a little nervous. He doesn't want you guys to see his products.
Oh, man.
So once this loads, this is actually going to factor in all your buy costs. So because he used GoToLister, you can see $21,000 of inventory is sold for him over the last 30 days. Amazon charged him $10,000 in fees. That's a total of $46,000 in sales. That leaves him with $14,000 profit. He can actually see his profit on a daily basis if you want to hover over that. So that's a really cool thing about GoToLister is it helps with tax season. It gives you really cool reports. And we're listening to all of our users. You know, hit me up in the Facebook groups, message me at support@gotolister.com. Like, we are optimizing this for you guys. So this is only going to get better, but I really enjoy compulsively checking this 100 times a day because it tells me what I'm making versus the Amazon seller app just tells me, you know, 1,000 in sales, but I don't know how much of that's profit. So
perfect.
If you want to go ahead and get that batch created, click on create batch.
And what is this going to do? What does creating a batch mean?
So this means you are ready to list items on Amazon. So this is called a batch, and we're going to create one shipment, which is going to be one box filled with books that we're going to send to Amazon. So we're sending these to Amazon. So you're going to want to select fulfillment type FBA.
Okay.
And batch name. I prefer to do my name dash date. So that way I know I listed them and I know what date I listed it.
So, you know, let's do it. So we'll do name, we'll do Steve, and then you said dash?
Dash date.
So today, okay.
And that way you can just kind of remember, you know, it'll have the date by the batch anyway, but that's just like the best. And even in Seller Central, it's going to display this way. So it's just a good format.
We're in the future right now, 2050.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a crazy year. Will Amazon even be around? Then we have smart pricing here. So this is very similar to Scout IQ, and we're the only software that does this. It allows you to price your books higher that sell faster. So if your books sell fast, we actually price them higher if there's opportunities to do so. So I do recommend definitely do smart pricing.
I love smart pricing. It just prices everything for me.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Listed by, it's just me right now. So I'll put my name, shipping address. I'll put my address in here. All right. Make sure my editor doesn't blur this so everybody shows up to the house. Free books for everybody.
And then who labels? So Amazon has a rip-off program where they label products for you.
That's such a rip. Oh, it's a
30
scam.
cents plus. I think it's like 50 cents now, but it's above 30 cents. And so we're going to teach you guys how to label your own books. You'll save 30 cents per item. And for every 1,000 books you list, you're saving 300 bucks. So it pays for itself pretty quickly. So for the last option here, there's two options. You can either select, I want to provide box content, or I do not. Now I'm actually, Steve, I'm going to say, go ahead and click I want to provide box content. And I'll show you how to handle this at the end. This is a new feature we have, but this allows you to handle Amazon split shipments really well. And we're actually gonna be doing what's called the one box method. So we're gonna ship one box per batch. So we have one batch here. We're gonna fill one box of books up. This is the most efficient workflow that I've come up with. I didn't come up with it. My mentor, Caleb Roth, kind of popularized it, but it really allows you to have a clean workflow, send Amazon all the information they need. And if you try to list too many books at once, you know, it can get messy with having 5 different boxes. So we're going to do one box at a time, keep it nice and clean. And, you know, a box of books is anywhere from $100 to like $500 profit. So if you commit to sending 1 or 2 boxes a week, you can really get a couple $1,000s profit a month.
So hit create batch.
Create batch.
All right.
All right, now that we're inside the batch, you're going to see these 5 different options here. It goes from new to acceptable. So N stands for new. LN stands for like new, VG stands for very good, G stands for good, A stands for acceptable. We put these right under the scan bar. That's where you'll be scanning in all your books. The reason why we do that is if you choose to change condition, you can easily toggle right there. Now, before we scan anything, let's make sure your batch is 100% set up. So quantity for books, you're gonna keep that at 1. If you happen to be listing other items and you have 10, 20, 30, you can change that and it'll automatically list 20 items at the same time. Then you're gonna enter the source. So you can see all Steve's sources here. Very simple. He either got it from a thrift store, eBay, or his mother.
She's so sweet. She always gives me books.
Nice.
I'm like, Mom, keep them for yourself.
So would you say the majority of these are thrift store?
Yeah, let's just put thrift so we don't have to go back and forth with every one.
And I do recommend, you know, getting pretty granular with this. Like if you buy from Goodwill versus Salvation Army versus your local library versus, you know, so I recommend using as many sources as possible, because at the end of the year, you'll be able to see what sources are your most profitable sources, and you cannot manage what you do not measure. And so if you can really tell yourself, hey, I made 10 grand profit from this one library that you only spend a few hours at a week, source that library more. And if you didn't make that much profit from the Goodwill down the street and you spent hours there, maybe stop sourcing that Goodwill. So now that we have everything set up, we do need to add the condition description. Some people get really obsessed with this. There's no concrete, nobody's like made a complete study that shows whether or not this is a huge deal. But personally, I'm able to list books 10 times faster than all my competition, because what I do is I just do a generic condition note like this. Good condition, fast shipping. This works for like new books, for acceptable books. It works for every book.
And just so you know, I have, it'll be free for obviously everybody watching, but condition notes for DVDs and books down below, 100% free. Yeah. So you guys could download those and then you could upload them and save them.
And who knows, maybe it helps out. Maybe it really does boost your sales. Yeah. But for this method I'm about to show you guys,
I'm the same way.
I'm going to show you the fastest method. And if you keep the condition note the same, then you're going to be able to just speed, baby. You can list really, really fast. So now we're set up to go. Auto print is automatically going to be on. This is going to allow us to print directly from our Rollo printer. If you need help with the Rollo setup, we're going to have a video below. I have a video that I could link to you.
Yeah. We'll put it down below.
If you guys have any trouble with the Rollo at all, there's a step-by-step video below, but we'll go ahead and get all that set up for you.
Okay.
This video is assuming that you already set up your Rollo printer. You can go to settings and do all that. We got our labels here. Make sure to check out the resources tab.
The label holder, that's great too. I love to have this here. It's like $20.
Yeah, definitely get the label holder, or you'll have to use like a toilet paper roll or something. And then, so we got this all set up. We're ready to rock and roll. And now what we're gonna do is start scanning in.
You could even pull your, you could pull the chair up next if you'd like. And
I might listen too fast. I don't even know if I have time to sit down.
Hey man, well, whatever you'd like to do. Let's start scanning some books in. So show us how it's done, man.
All right. So
I just gotta click this.
Yeah, select good condition first. So my philosophy, personally, guys, is I list everything as good condition unless it's acceptable. If it's an ex-library book or if it's a really rough condition book, but I still think the customer won't complain, I will list it as A, acceptable. But for now, we're gonna list everything as good. We have friends, Lorenzo, he likes to list everything like new and he thinks it boosts his sales. I have not seen any evidence for that. So what we do is we list everything as good. And that's really going to be the, you know, meat and potatoes of this. Is we're going to allow you to get through 100 books in an hour. Whereas if you're really meticulous in everything, it's going to take you 2-3 hours to go through the same amount of books. So we're ready to scan now.
So you're just scanning the barcodes with this scanner. It's like a $20 scanner too. Yeah. We didn't mention that, but if you...
We'll put a link below. Boom. And as you can see, sometimes Amazon takes a while to give a response. I actually made GoToLister because I hated that. I hated how long it took, and I hated waiting for this label. Before I get into the speed of GoToLister, remember, we briefly talked about this before. If I don't rip this label open. What you want to do is you want to 100% cover up this barcode here, just like that.
And you don't want to have a fold in the barcode. Sometimes there's like a fold because they're going to scan that. So you have to make sure it's scannable. Yeah. Yours is good. It's not folded, but I've seen my team do that before, and it's like, no, it has to be clean on it.
Completely flat, yeah, if it gets folded at all.
And if there's another barcode showing, what I do is I do this. I'll print one out like this.
Perfect, yeah.
And like, let's just pretend there was a second, I don't know if you can see me, Zach, but if there was a second one right here, I would just cover it up because I don't want Amazon. Some of them are kind of, some of the people there aren't the brightest. So.
Yeah, and then they'll scan it and they'll be like, we lost your book. We didn't know. It's because they scanned the wrong barcode. So this book is ready to go. But let me show you the speed. You guys saw how slow.
Show the speed, man.
You guys saw how slow that was.
Speed.
That wasn't GoToLister. That was Amazon. Amazon sometimes takes a while to create what's called your FN SKU. So I didn't program this software. Dom, big shout out to Dom for making this software. He programmed it so you can scan as fast as you want, and Amazon can take their sweet time, and it'll queue everything up and process it one by one.
Scan them all. I want to see it.
No software is going to allow you to scan 4 in like, what was that, 2.5 seconds?
So what's happening? So this is...
So now everything's being queued and listed one by one. So you can see those 3 books were listed.
It's pricing each one too.
Yeah, it automatically prices. We price it the price that makes you the most profit. And so yeah, it just allows you to have a really quick
But look
workflow.
at this right here. I want to mention this because, you know, obviously, you know, I ship out 200 to 300 items a week. Sometimes you'll see the price coming in at $300, and the reason this is, it's like a, how do I say it? It's like a placeholder if there's no offers on the listing, so it'll do 300. So what I'm gonna have to do is what I would do is I would click into the ASIN just like this, and I would go and I would analyze the item to see how much I'm gonna sell it for.
Check out this. I'm using Steve's pro tip. I'm covering up this barcode. Something else you can do if you don't want to waste labels is just get a Sharpie and draw a diagonal line through any existing barcodes, and that'll void the barcode.
So show everybody how you would price this item, because GoToLister didn't price this one because there was no offers on it. So walk me through what would you do right here?
So what I do is I usually look at Keepa, but before we get like too into the weeds with that, I just look at how many offers are there. And it looks like there's only
no
one.
offers on it. That's why there's no used offers.
Oh, there's no used offers.
That's why I was dropping down to Keepa.
Yeah, so Amazon's on this for 28 bucks. I would just go, Scout IQ goes 10% below Amazon. I would probably go 10%, so maybe like 26 bucks, or they're at 26 now, so I'd probably go 25, 24.
All right.
What about you?
Yeah, I like it. It's a fast seller too, I believe. Is it? Yeah, 4,000 rank.
25. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we probably could sell this for like 35. Play at your own risk, but you can actually sell used books for more than new. This book is selling thousands of times a week, so somebody's going to click, you know, check out on the used book, but realistically, you probably want to price it like 25 bucks. And notice how tricky Amazon is. Why didn't Amazon tell us the price for this book? It's because they're on the listing. They want to make the profit. They hid their own price. Isn't that sneaky?
Yeah, that is
Amazon is very, very tricky with that. So we have 4 books here listed.
And look right here. You can see that we've had 5 items listed, 5 SKUs. We're paying on average $1. Some of these might be a little more, but we're just keeping it for the example at $1 each. And the profit after fees and everything is $94.77, which is really cool. If you did this on Amazon Seller Central, you'd have no idea.
Exactly.
So let's bang them through, man.
And it's tracking the source and the buy cost, so we don't overpay on taxes too, because we know exactly how much we paid.
What's that label for that's on there?
This one, what is this? You're calling me out, man.
Yeah.
What book?
You gotta get your items stranded, man. If you're
Associated Press.
Oh, it's this one right here, I think.
Boom.
There you go.
All right. So back to the speed demon scanning. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And do you have to keep them in order to make sure, like, the labels are obviously?
So I just scanned 5. I went 1, 2, 3, 4,
this.
5. So now this is printing. So it's gonna do the first one, which is this one here. Yeah, Steve's not used to.
Look at the profit going up.
You're not used to scanning this fast, are you? It's kind of stressing you out a little bit.
Since I do a lot of eBay to Amazon, we don't have.
You do it one by one.
We don't do it like that. But when I used to do books, a lot more, like from thrift and stuff. If I get thrift books, then yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually the fastest flow. You do 5. You scan 5. You stack 5. You scan 5. You stack 5. You scan 5. If you stack 10, scan 10, it can get pretty complicated. You'll forget which ones you scan first. So that's why I like to do it that way. And then if you're doing eBay to Amazon, you're probably just gonna scan one at a time like Steve does. Let's get here.
Perfect.
We'll go ahead and
We're at 271 profit so far. Well, that's a great book, by the way, EOS, man. I'm trying to get you to read that book. What the heck is EOS?
You gotta select the
I messed up. Beginner mistake.
Yeah, that'll happen to you guys a few times. Make sure the scan box is selected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go ahead and get those printed. And then for this one, while we're waiting on those, if you want to type in bigger, leaner, stronger, this barcode's covered up. We're just going to go ahead and look for this title and make sure it matches.
So we'll go to list or find the book, like it'll.
Yep.
Oh, there it is
right there. See how there's a couple?
Yeah.
I always go with the lowest sales rank. So I usually go with the one that comes up first. And as you can see, we have these labels here. So I'm going to go ahead.
Nice, $5.
And label these.
So really what we're doing is we're scanning the items in. We have everything already set in terms of our template. It saves it for every continuous scan. Label prints out, and then you obviously want to, double check and make sure your prices, look good. Smart pricing is good, but if you see anything at like 300, anything crazy, You could, again, always go through here and, click into the ASIN, open up Keepa, double check, look at where the offers are for this item. So like I could see this item right here. The offers are starting at 53, but if I take a look at Prime, they're actually starting at 65, and then it jumps up to 72. So what are we pricing that item at? We're actually pricing that at 72.88. So I think we're going second or third in line, which is very smart for a book like this. That's a 13,000 rank.
Yep.
So very smart. Awesome. Maybe that's why it's called smart pricing, my friend.
Yes, sir. So if you guys, Zach, if you want to come here real quick or just show this, I like to stack, I can get away with stacking 6 or 7 books like this. Notice how all these barcodes are exposed. And so if you're doing this with a spouse or a partner, actually the quickest flow, I can list books faster per hour with 2 people than with 1. Like I actually, like if you look at how many books we list across time, it's actually faster for me to have 2, if that makes sense, per person. Like I'm a faster lister with somebody else than I am by myself. It sounds obvious, but it's because I don't have to move as much.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself, I have to do everything. So if you have a partner or a spouse, go ahead and list together. And I would have one person stack these books up like this, and then the other person, we need to go ahead and select that. Keep forgetting to do that. And then have the other person labeling the books. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, remember the first label is going to come out at the top. And this will wrap up our batch after this.
Yep, and then we'll just move on to put it in a box, wrapping it up, and printing out the UPS label.
Exactly.
On Amazon Seller Central.
And Amazon's definition of new is in its original packaging, so we could probably list that one as new. If you guys want to make a little bit extra profit, keep an eye out for shrink-wrapped books.
And again, we're going to want to cover up that other barcode on that top one.
Exactly.
We don't want 2 of them being exposed. Look at this, we're at 581 profit so far. And this is what's possible. I mean, you're not going to go to the thrift store and find all these books all the time, but...
I mean, we're talking this whole time, and we're still listing pretty quickly. What's it been, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And we're already done with...
I mean, we could have done this in 5 minutes or less,
exactly.
But obviously we're walking through each step of this process.
Yes. So now we have all these books ready to go. So now what we're going to do, if you want to... Yeah, this is perfect. He's going through the batch. He's looking.
Yeah, I was double checking to make sure.
We're the only software that allows you to go back up to that purple.
Where?
Keep going up. You'll see purple. Keep going. Keep going. Right here. This purple outline here. We're the only software that says there are 0 offers on this listing. Consider pricing higher. So what I recommend doing in that case is, open it up, look at the Keepa. Looks like that's a weird book. Like it doesn't have a sales rank. So something's going on there. But definitely check out any of these books that don't have offers. You can price those for a lot higher. So,
and you could take a look too. One quick tip: if there's no rank and you can't tell about the data, you can see if the review count is going up. If it is, it means there's probably sales for that item. But look at this thing, how it's really tanked off. There's some weird. Look at the sales rank has just like gone up and then it disappeared.
What happened? Amazon got off the listing. And they just said, screw it. So maybe it's commonly counterfeit. Maybe something's going on here. But who knows if it still sells or not.
I would just leave it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Scroll down and see if there's any other weird price books. These 2 dots here, it'll turn red if it thinks the sales rank's a little bit too high. You can change these in your setting, but I recommend don't send in too many high-ranked books. That's just letting us know, like,
small percentage.
Yeah, and it'll also turn red if the profit's low. So look for any red. Look at the prices, make sure everything's good. Just do a double check before you send in. And again, I recommend checking out Steve's Keepa videos, Joji, my Keepa videos. Yeah. Get a good understanding of Keepa, because this phase right here, right before you send the batch, you can really optimize your profits if you just price a little bit higher. And really, Go-To-Lister, we have smart pricing, but at the end of the day, you make the best judgment. And what we're doing is we're trying to allow you to make better judgment based on, are there FBA offers? And so we try to bring these things to your attention. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility, and no repricer is going to be perfect. We were talking about this a little bit before. Repricers are always going to make people angry because Amazon, as you guys could see, Amazon hid themselves on the listing. So Amazon's not always going to give you the data, but you can go in and dig around and find that out yourself. So if you want, go ahead and click on Send Batch, and that's going to give you a preview of the shipments. Now in this phase, what's happening is we're sending all this information to Amazon, and Amazon's going to tell us what warehouse to send this to. Hopefully this happens here. You see everything's going to one warehouse. What might happen in this phase is there might be multiple destinations. Now we have a whole different flow for dealing with that. It's super easy to deal with.
We'll share the video below because we have a whole video on box content.
Exactly,
so we'll drop that down below.
Yeah, so this is called the one box method flow. Everyone in the community refers to this as a one box method. So as you can see, there's one shipment. We're gonna fit all these in one box. We actually cheated and we weighed these beforehand, so we knew that these are about 40 pounds worth. But if you're not, if you're just listing on the fly, what I recommend doing is investing in a scale like this, which Steve will link a scale below for you guys. Now what we can do is I actually build a box right here.
Show us.
And as I'm listing, I will fill it up. So pro tip, if you guys missed the tape in the other video, what we're gonna do here is Steve is going 3 across the top and 1 or 2 across the side. Oh, he's using the new pro technique.
Ain't getting any water in there.
This waterproofs it. So if you guys live on the East Coast, highly recommend you do this. And you cannot over tape. It's really good to tape as much as possible.
And I always like to tape up these as well.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. And we're ready.
So I actually do this beforehand usually, but for the purpose of this video, we want to show you the books out in the open. But as I'm listing the books, I will actually put them in the box. And if you look here, you can see the box weighs 1 pound itself. And as I'm listing, I make a point to do the bigger books first. I will fill the box up like this.
And show them, how are you putting the books in? Well, I know we mentioned it before, but you're putting the open part towards the middle,
Yeah,
right?
you want the pages to go towards the middle, because if you put the pages the other way, your books will get damaged. So this is going to allow the books to stay in nice condition. And just realize, you know, if you have really heavy books, these corners they're really digging in. So maybe consider heavy duty boxes. If you have, like this book right here, will 100% damage a box. Look at that. Hard corners,
sturdy,
starts moving around. That's one of the problem books there. So we'll go ahead and fill this up. See how my box packing skills are after all these years. I use prep centers, and I have a warehouse that preps all the books for me now, but it's a good skill to have.
This one's gonna be a little tricky to put in there. Would you not polybag this, or you're not super concerned? Do you think it'll be all right, the spiral?
If you want to be safe, definitely polybag. You want to show them how to polybag real quick?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, we don't have to for this video, but you just put it in. We showed it before. You just put it in, slap a freaking
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, we're gonna risk it.
There we go. And yeah, so we're gonna fill this up with, maybe I'm not doing the best job, but
we're getting there.
Tetris. Here we go. Zach, if you want to, people, they can't comment below. I was gonna say comment below and let me know what my skills are like. But see, I'm still putting the hardcover against the back, and all the pages are coming up right here. This is actually pretty good. Proud of myself. And we have these two.
You're doing it.
Tetris, rearrange these a little bit. Boom.
And here's the last couple.
All right.
Let me get some void fill for us.
Right there. So now, this right here, Zach, is terrible news. See all this space in here? You're gonna lose almost all your books, I guarantee you, if you leave this much space. So what we're gonna do now is fill that space up. The test at the end of the day is to see, are any of the books moving around when you shake the box? Now, before you go up there, there's still space here.
You got some space in there?
That's tricky space.
I don't know.
I would actually get some paper. So, pro tip, use like old packages and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any packages around?
I think I have some. Yeah, I think I got some stuff over here I can grab.
You can even use cardboard. It's got some bubble wrap. This bubble wrap will do pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
So look at this. Beating Steve to it.
You beat me.
This is perfect right here. Getting that nice in there. And you don't want it to bulge too much. Bulge out like that, it's gonna, that's also a risk, but this is like perfect. Not too much tension, no space. Look at this. The books at the top are moving, but these books down here aren't. So we still have a little bit of work to do. So now what we're gonna do is 100% fill up this space up here.
We got some of this paper, man. Oh.
Boom. And you can get this at Home Depot. It's called painter's paper, and you can get a roll that'll last you like several months. So that's a pro tip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That might be a little too much.
Boom. So this is perfect. Maybe a little bit right there. Guys, definitely don't sleep on this. It's really important to pack your boxes good.
All right, so we're good. Now you got to get that tight. I got it. Yep. Get that in there.
Yeah.
Squeeze them.
Yeah, Landon taught me how to do this.
Squeeze those in. Oh yeah.
Dude, Landon, he really taught us how to pack those boxes good. There we go, and then one across the top.
Yeah. I'm always paranoid. I always put a couple more. I like to keep it safe. Wrap it up. Right. Oh yeah. Woo!
What's that come out to?
Man. 41 on the dot. So I would probably put it as like 43 or something. I always like to put a little bit of
100% because you don't know how your scale is. Your scale's on a table right now. Like your scale could be like a little bit heavy or a little bit light. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna click on accept shipments here. And this is going to take you to a page to do box contents. So now we're gonna click on finish box content on go to lister. And since all these items fit in one box and there was no split shipments, we're gonna click add all to box one. If you do have split shipments, there's a completely different flow you can go through. Super easy, super efficient. The link to that video will be below. So if you are dealing with split shipments, use that flow. Now we're gonna click on send box content and we're gonna open this up on Seller Central. So before we do that, we actually programmed this to where you can enter the box weight here.
43.
So 43 pounds.
16, 16, 12.
I always enter 16. I use 12 by 16 by 12, but same difference. So here we go. I don't think Amazon really cares too much about this, but the weight is super, super important. If you get this, if you underestimate this, Amazon's gonna screw you with fees. So now we're gonna click on finish in Seller Central. And when we get here, we're gonna find the name of the batch. Here it is, Steve, July 7th, blah, blah, blah. Click on work on shipment. Convert, send to Amazon, and then click on convert again.
Make sure to click convert, send to Amazon.
Yep.
They made this change a couple months back.
Yep.
People get confused by it.
Yep, so click convert twice. Now what you're gonna do, everything will populate here. Give this a few minutes. If you send it too early, the SKUs won't be ready. It takes 15 minutes for these to populate. So basically what's going on is go to lister is sending the information to Amazon, and it takes a second for Amazon to get the SKUs from go to lister. Pack individual units, go through the process. So you can go ahead and get all the way to confirm and continue, and then select today's date or tomorrow, whenever you plan on shipping.
Yeah, you want to pick the date that you're planning on shipping it all out.
Yep, so here we go. We'll do Thursday.
And we use a service called, at least I do, it's called Pirate Ship. So I'll put a video down below as well for how to use Pirate Ship, but it's $4 for all of your shipments to get picked up. You schedule it, they'll come to your doorstep. It's really, really great.
It's a good tip. Or if you want to do it for free, I know Steve doesn't do this, but if you call 1-800, the UPS number, set up an account with them, there's something called Smart Pickups, and they'll pick up for free.
They always charge me 20 bucks. I stopped using it.
It's called Smart Pickups, man.
Yeah, no, I did. It wasn't very smart.
$9.74 here, and then
yeah, we have placement option on right now because we wanted everything to go one place. So that's the placement option. So just so everybody knows, if you don't want to do the box contents, once again, we'll link up down below. If you don't want everything split to different shipments, you are going to pay, I believe, 30 to 50 cents extra per item. So you can see that extra fee right there of the total placement fee.
In my opinion, that's super hefty. I recommend never using inventory placement, but Steve, you know, sometimes he'll use it because he gets a lot of split shipments.
Yeah.
So you can turn that on and off in your settings. It's under
fulfillment.
Anyway, you should not see a fee here. It should just be the shipping charge. So $9.74, accept charges and confirm shipping. This is going to get us a UPS label, and we'll put it on the box.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Zach back up for a sec. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get prepared to swap out my labels right here. So Zach, if you want to show, I'm actually going to pull these labels out, and you see how this is kind of pressed in. We're going to open this up just like that. So I'm going to get that all set up. I don't know if Zach can see this or not, but I'm hoping in God he can.
Pro tip, you can just set those here. That's why it's flat. So you just keep them in there all the time.
Takes a little second for it to get configured.
Yeah, just leave them there.
Perfect.
So this label holder Steve has, he didn't even know it, but it's meant for both these flat labels and these labels here. So it can simultaneously hold both. So you can just, you can hold both of them, which is pretty, nice.
Yeah.
So now what you're gonna do is click on print. And since we exchanged the labels, this is ready to rock and roll. So rock and rollo. So what we're gonna do is click on Control P, print this out.
Come to me.
You wanna talk about these two different labels?
Yes, so these labels right here, one of them is gonna be for Amazon, the other one is going to be for UPS. So let me actually come over to the box. Now, when you're putting these labels on the box, Amazon doesn't like it if you put it on the top, because when they slice it to open it up, sometimes I think maybe they can get damaged.
They 100% do. That's a great tip there.
So what we're gonna do, put it on its side, just like that. And what I typically do, just slap them over. It doesn't matter which side you do, just like that.
Yep.
Make sure it's stuck on real nice. This one's for UPS, ground, for UPS to scan in. And then this right here is for the Amazon Fulfillment Center.
Now, UPS might freak out about this label. Just tell them, don't worry about it. It's for the Amazon Fulfillment Center.
Really? They freak out?
They freaked out on me so many times. They're like, we don't know what this is, blah, blah, blah. It's happened to me at least a dozen times.
Oh, wow.
Traveling around the country. But just walk in confidently and say, this is my UPS label.
Yeah.
And then have your Amazon label right next to it.
And a quick tip, in the past, like I'm always paranoid, so I would like tape over the labels. Don't do it with the Rolo. The tape will actually pull the ink off of it and it'll disappear. Okay. So be careful. If you get some good labels from UPS or Rolo, they should stick pretty well. So at this point, you're good to go. There's really nothing else. You can literally close off from that screen right now.
Yep.
Move on to your next batch. What I'll do sometimes is I'll create all my batches. And, oh, Zach, if you want to come over here, these are all the batches that I actually have ready to go out that I haven't completed yet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all boxes. This is over $3,000 in profit. And take a look right here, Avery. You can see Steve 5. So I name my shipment 38 pounds. Steve 4, 30 pounds. This one is Steve 1. This is an old label. So what I'll do is at the end, I'll print out all my labels and everything.
Yep.
Slap them, slap them on so I don't have to go back and forth.
Slap them on there.
So that's pretty much the process.
Yeah.
I mean, schedule a pickup. You can do, smart pickups with UPS. They kept charging me if it's free for you, go for it.
Yeah, UPS makes everything a little bit of a hassle. You can get free labels from UPS, free pickups, but they make you work for it. They make sure that your business account's actually set up. They don't want it to make it too easy for you. So if you want to go through it, and if not, there's probably links to the label below or something too. Yeah, so your next step right now is to make sure, before you move on, take action on all of this. Make sure your account's set up. Make sure you have all your tools. Go out scanning. Find some books around your house, thrift stores, libraries. Go through the process of your first shipment. Get all your tools ready and send out your first shipment. It's gonna be slow in the beginning. You're not gonna make a bunch of money. Amazon's gonna hold on to your money for a little bit, which is called the Amazon Reserve. Yeah. So you're gonna go through some hurdles. There's gonna be some challenges, but you have to think 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months down the road, you are literally gonna build a skill that will allow you to make money for years to come, as long as Amazon's How much profit is this?
I don't know specifically, but I know there was like 3,000, probably like 500 to 1,000.
$500 profit right here. Just commit to 1 or 2 a week. Every week, just commit to getting one box out.
Even if it's $250 profit in each box, send out a couple a week, that's $1,000 a month. So it's not gonna happen overnight. It's a slow process in the beginning, but over time, you don't just sell books, you sell DVDs, you sell board games, video games, electronics, puzzles.
Don't tell them too much, don't keep going. Just slow down.
There's
a lot of products you can sell.
There's a lot of opportunities. So we're gonna put some links down below for you guys to take your next step in this journey. Of course, get yourself a free 14-day trial. Check out Reselling Freedom if you want mentorship. We have live coaching calls, 2 to 4 coaching calls a week. We have hundreds of hours of training and programs and courses, literally, that will walk you through everything and support you on your journey. Check out our Instagram, YouTube, our free Facebook groups. We're here to serve you.
Be sure at the end.
He's excited, man.
Be sure to come share your profit with us. Where's the profit at? Click on share here, and it's gonna download this picture. Tag us on social media. Once you get this, post this on social media. It tells you exactly how much profit you have. Tag Steve Rakin, tag Avery Romer, and we'll definitely support you, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are, hopefully YouTube as well. Tag us and we'll say congratulations.
Absolutely. So with that being said, Definitely stay posted for some more emails from us. We'll probably send you maybe some more training on DVDs and different things and keep you guys moving in the right direction. Tag us, let us know your success stories. And with that being said, what do you got to say?
RakeandProfit.com.
Peace.
Peace.